have to work to keep up with you guys. I'll tell you, we did this up in Pennsylvania a few weeks ago, and a lot of the people that came said it was one of the best trainings they'd ever been to. So I'm excited for you today. There's a lot of meat here, a lot of great stuff for you to help you in your business. And I get the honor of kicking it off, talking about something that I think is probably one of the most important things. I know it is the most important thing. It's your mindset. Because really, the truth of the matter is, everything that you're going to learn today, none of it really matters if you don't have this right. It really doesn't. And so it's that important. You've got to get in the right mindset if you want to succeed. And I'm going to talk hard to you today because a lot of people give this lip service. And they talk about wanting to be successful. They talk about wanting this. They talk about wanting that. But when the rubber meets the road, they're not truly willing to do what it takes. And so we're gonna start off right at you this morning and say this may be the hardest thing you've ever done. And so you're gonna have to get in the right frame of mind to succeed here. You're gonna have to get in the right frame of mind to build a business. Now we're all in the business here. We've all seen the presentation. We've all seen the money. We've seen the potential residual income. We've seen the top money earners and the money that's being made. And it's easy to get excited about all that. But when you get in the trenches and you start building the business, it doesn't take very long to get frustrated, does it?
No.
It doesn't. And I'll tell you, it doesn't matter who you are in here. You talk to the top money earners and find out if they ever get frustrated. They get frustrated too. It's a tough thing. It's a battle that there's no way you can win it. There's no way you can overcome if you don't have the right frame of mind and you don't have your goals set properly, which Presley's going to talk about. And so I want to jump in and I'll kind of tell a little story this morning before I get into the presentation, because some of you may have heard me tell this already before. But 2015 was probably my worst. It was my worst health year, and nothing major. I didn't have anything major, but just from I think I'm still young, 47 years old. but it was like I had so many different issues happen in 2015. I hurt my shoulder, and then I had plantar fasciitis in my left foot, which is awful. It's awful. And so between those two things, I used those as excuses and got out of the gym and stopped working out and stopped really, eating right and all that stuff. And do you know what happens when you do that?
Yeah.
You get fat. There's no secret here, guys. You don't exercise and you don't eat right, you are going to gain weight. And by the end of 2015, I felt terrible. I really did. I was feeling terrible. And I was having heart palpitations and all kinds of stuff. I just was not feeling good at all. And so we went on our Christmas vacation with my family. We were up at my brother's place in Park City, Utah, and snow skiing and having fun. And it was on that vacation that I really had time to reflect. And I finally made a decision that this had to change. This has to change. I've got to be I'm the only one that's going to change it. Like, do you know that no one can go work out for you? Do you know that no one can eat right for you? It was the decision that I had to make. And I knew myself way too well. And I said, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I've got to do it right. And so I decided to hire a personal trainer. And I don't know how many of you have been to a gym, but at my gym at Lifetime, where I work out, I'm usually on the treadmill, and I'm watching these personal trainers just torment these people. And I'll be, just walking on the treadmill, and I'll be saying, I'll never do that. I'm not, I'll watch what they're doing, these people. I'm not doing that. And so, when I got to this point and made this decision, and I have a personal trainer in my business, one at Lifetime where I work out, and I've been telling him for a long time, I'm gonna hire you, but just let me get ready. Let me get to a place. I gotta get to a certain place before I can hire you. And I finally just said, you know what? Enough of that. I've got to dive in. I've got to do this. And so I just, I hired a personal trainer, a nutritionist. 6 weeks in now, amazing difference. I come home and I tell my wife, this guy makes me do things I would never do. I would never do this stuff that he makes me do, on a daily basis. And so today we want to talk about what it takes to succeed in business, because I use health a lot of times, to compare to business, because they're so similar in so many ways. You're not gonna get healthy if you don't make a decision and you don't make a lifestyle change. I mean, how many of you know that you can make a decision to get healthy for 90 days or 30 days, whatever you want to say, and you can do all the right stuff for that short period of time. But if you just go right back to what you were doing before, what happens? You go right back. I mean, it's really kind of unfair, but you go soft so much faster than it takes for you to bulk up. It's true. Yep. My personal trainer told me the other day, he said, muscle atrophy will start in 3 days. 3 days. So you go 3 days, you skip 3 days, then your muscles are going to start softening up that quick. It's unfair, isn't it? Right? Yeah. So it's the same in business. It's the same. It's not just a decision. It's a lifestyle change. And if you don't make it a lifestyle change, then you will just bounce back and forth and be tossed to and fro because you've never really decided. So, one of the main things that I want to encourage you to do today, at some point today, doesn't have to be here. Matter of fact, I would encourage you not to do it here. I would encourage you to do this at home, tonight, before you go to bed, after you've had some time to really think about it. Because listen, this is not a quick decision. That's what the masses do. The masses make those quick decisions and then they start talking. But they never do. They never make the lifestyle change. This has got to be a serious decision for you. Serious. So I want you to decide to be a doer. I want you to decide to change your life. I want you to decide that you're going to make it happen. Because when that happens, when you make the right choices, it changes everything for you. Listen, I like to use the word resolve. Okay? Resolve means that you can write it in stone. It's that serious of a decision. When you resolve in your mind to make something happen, you can take it to the bank. You can write it in stone. Look it up in the dictionary. I should have had it in the slides. Look it up. You even got your phone, and you got that app on your phone, the dictionary on your phone. Look up resolve and see what it says. It says a serious decision. A serious decision. And this is serious, guys. If you just play around with this, you've heard it said many times before. You're gonna get what you put into it. This is a serious decision if you want to be successful. I love this quote by Jim Rohn. He says, "The few who do are the envy of the many who only watch." Why is that? Some of the top money earners, we talk about it a lot. Why don't people do what we do? Right? I've talked with Trey about that. I've talked with Lucia. I've talked with Donnie Anderson. And it's like,
man, our lives are so great.
Thank you.
We worked hard, but it's not that long. It's, yes, you've got to put some serious effort into it. And you've got to work hard. You've got to make it happen. But it's so worth it if you'll just decide to do it and be committed to the process. I was talking to Charles Key back there before the meeting started, and Charles is 7 associates away from executive director. Stand up, Charles Key. All right. 7 associates. And I always like to say, you can tell the people that are almost executive director by how tired they look. You can look at it, because they usually come in with their tongues hanging out. They're like, oh my God, you know? It's hard, guys. It's not easy. But you know what? Charles Key made the decision. I remember when Charles told me, I'm going. I'm going to make it happen. And it's that resolve that changes everything for you. So decide to be a doer. Number 2, focus. Keep the main thing the main thing. So important. How many distractions do we have in our world today? They are non-stop. I would suggest unlike any other time in our history. Yes? Yes. It's unbelievable. There's distractions coming from everywhere. They're on your phone. They're on your TV. They're all over the place. There's always distractions that try and pull you away from what you should be doing. There's always other people trying to get you on their agenda. You got to be careful about that. And some of them are even good. But I think it's important that you learn to say no sometimes to good things, so that you can say yes to great. You don't have to say yes to everything. Doesn't mean you're a mean person if you say no. It means you've got an agenda. It means that you know where you're going. And when you know where you're going, it allows you to overcome all the inevitable obstacles in your path. It enables you to overcome all the distractions out there. I love this picture. It says, I don't always get distracted, but when I do, What is it for you? Seriously. Again, tonight, I want you to think about it. Maybe throughout the day, have a page on your notes that says distractions. Start writing your distractions down. It's important. It's important to know what distracts you from accomplishing your goals and dreams. You need to be aware of it, so that when those things come up, you go, that's a distraction. So you have to run everything through this filter and ask the question, when it comes up, when the, quote, opportunity comes up and arises, you have to ask the question, is this going to help me get to where I'm going? So don't you think, first of all, it's important to know where you're going? Can I give you a suggestion? This is about residual income. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that's really why we all got involved. I hope that's why you got involved in the business. Now, there's other fringe benefits, relationships, and all that's great. But most of us got involved to make money, to build residual income. Now, in our presentation, we have U&2. And down 5 levels, that comes out to $445 a month. That's almost $6,000 a year in passive residual income. Great. But if you just take it a step further, the next slide in our presentation is 4 and 5. Right? So you just add 2 associates. We're not even saying doing U&2 again. We're just saying you sponsor 2 more people for a total of 4. You have your 5 customer points. And down 5 levels, that takes their income from $445 to over $11,000 a month. So, why
wouldn't you do that? No, seriously. Why wouldn't that be your focus? Creating that income. I see so many people in our company get caught up in promotions and chasing after the next promotion. And I want you to hear me this morning. There's nothing wrong with promoting, and you should. But it doesn't do any good if you get promotions and you don't build a business and you don't build a residual income.
Right. Right.
Let me ask you this question. If you do the 4 and 5, down 5 levels, and you get that $11,000 a month in residual income, do you really care what we call you?
No. No.
That pretty much shows that promotions don't matter as much as the residual. And do you know that you can build that residual as an RD, as an MD, as an SD, as an ED? Now here's what I would suggest. It's fine if you promote, but why not do that 4 and 5 over and over again and start duplicating that effort, start teaching people that this is what we do. This is why we're doing the business. Because if you do 4 and 5 down 5 levels, it pays that $11,000 a month. I would venture to say that would change most people's lives in this room. Yes?
Yes.
So can we focus on that? Yeah. And let me just prove my point to you. If you have done 4 and 5, you're in the company, you've sponsored 4 people, and you've gathered 5 customer points, would you please stand up right now? Everybody's done 4 and 5. Okay. Now listen, guys. That's a lot of people. I saw young people stand up. I saw old people stand up. I saw white people stand up. I saw black people stand up. I saw males. I saw everybody can do it, yes?
Yes.
Those of you who are sitting down that haven't done it yet, you can do it, right? Right. So it's about you doing it and finding other people that can do it. And there's lots of them. Now, is everyone going to do it? Yeah. No, they're not. You're wrong. Somebody over here wrong.
Must be
They're
me.
not. And I'm going to tell you, this can be frustrating. You'll lay awake at night wondering, why won't they do it? I don't know. I don't know why they won't do it. But they won't. And here's what I suggest. Don't try and make them. Don't try and drag them. You're wasting time if you're trying to drag people to make them do this. You're wasting time. Because all these people that stood up, they were going to do it. Go find the people that will do it. Stay focused on the main thing. I love this acronym for focus. It says, follow one course until successful. Remove distractions from your life. You want $11,000 a month in passive residual income? Remove distractions from your life and stay focused and make a decision and say, you know what? I am going to do this. You might have to hire a coach. You might have to hire a personal trainer. You might have to get some accountability people around you that push you to levels that you never imagined you could be doing. It takes an army. It takes commitment, guys. Number 3, commit to work harder than you've ever worked in your life. Listen, we're not giving you fluff today. You got to commit harder. You got to commit to work harder than you've ever worked in your life. That's what it takes. As long as you can answer the question, is it worth it? Well, would it be worth it if you had $11,000 a month in passive residual income? Oh, yeah. Do you realize how many millions of dollars you'd have to have in the bank to have that type of residual income? That's life-changing. It's worth it. Just go find other people that see the value of that. Start building your team. Start working with the right people. I love this quote by Kobe Bryant. He says, "We can all master our craft, but we first have to understand the sacrifice that comes along with that decision." It's a decision. And listen, we can all be the best of the best. But you better take that decision seriously. You better understand the sacrifice that's going to have to come along with that decision. That may mean giving up watching whatever it is you watch. You might have to say no for a little while. That may mean giving up some things that don't fit through that filter of getting you from here to here. Everything has to run through that filter. Is this going to help me get from here to here? It's a serious decision. I'll close with this today. This was on my page at stevefisher.com. It says, top achievers simply get more out of each day than the average person. Be intentional. Stay focused on your agenda. Your agenda, not other people's agenda. Listen, all those emails you get, what is it? Most of the time, it's someone else trying to get you on their agenda. Be careful about that. Stay focused on your agenda. Push yourself to higher levels of achievement. You can do it. Listen, we can all do more than we think we can. You can do more. Now, sometimes you have to have people around you pushing you to do more. But we can all do more than we think we can. And it's important that you commit to doing that. It's important that you start surrounding yourself with those people that will drive you to those higher levels. Listen, I know the process is frustrating. Because outside of these walls, there's lots of negative people. And you hear all kinds of crazy stuff. But just be careful who you listen to. Understand the majority of negative people are broke. They're broke. Be careful who you take advice from. If someone starts talking negative, just say, hey, I got a question for you. Do you have a residual income of $11,000 a month? It's a good question to ask. If they think they know everything, just say, hey, do you have a residual income of $11,000 a month? That kind of settles you taking advice from somebody that doesn't have what you want. You need to be listening to the people that have what you want. So I encourage you today, make a decision. Decide you're going to make it happen. Stay focused. Commit to work harder than you've ever worked in your entire life. And we'll see you at the top. Thanks a lot.
Yes, Steve!